Welcome once again to Game On. Today's episode includes a pair of interviews. Firstly, ONNtv's own Tim Murphy was invited out to Hiawatha Highlands Media Fam Tour, where they educated the media on the different activities they provide. Tim got quite involved, so I bring him in to speak about his time there. I also welcome in a trio to talk about the Ontario Basketball Association's U17 Basketball Championships that is set to take place in Sault Ste. Marie come May. Let's get going on this edition of Game On. Some unfortunate news now coming out of Boston. Rick Nash is being forced into retirement after 15 years in the NHL. In a statement released from his agent, it states, due to unresolved issues/symptoms from the concussion sustained last March, Rick Nash will be forced to retire from the game of hockey. Under the advice of his medical team, the risk of further brain injury is far too great if Rick returns to play. End quote. Nash was the first overall pick in the 2002 NHL entry draft and managed to tally 805 points in 1,060 career games. After what the team called simply an incident, Sergei Bobrovsky did not suit up for the Blue Jackets' 4-3 win over the Nashville Predators in overtime. The team refused to comment as head coach John Tortorella sounded like a broken record, saying multiple times, the release will speak for itself. Today, the GM of the Jackets, Jarmo Kekalainen, had scheduled a meeting with himself and his goaltender to try and resolve whatever the issue may be, with most speculating a trade is imminent. The trade will need to be done before the February 26th deadline for the goalie, who is posting a .906 save percentage and a .286 goals against average on the season. A rookie on the PGA Tour is turning some heads after his impressive round of 61 in Honolulu. Canadian Adam Svensson, whose only significant victory as a pro was the second event last year on the Web.com Tour, is leading the way at the Sony Open through their first day. A 50-plus foot birdie putt and an eagle highlighted the 25-year-old today, who is holding a one-shot lead over Andrew Putnam. And tennis superstar Andy Murray has announced his future playing status is looking bleak. With a hip that refuses to heal properly, Murray has said that it will more than likely be the last year of him competing. The 31-year-old Murray said he trained with the goal of making one final run at Wimbledon, where he ended the 77-year drought for British men with his title back in 2013, but has now said the pain is too much. Murray was only able to answer 2 questions at his press conference before needing a few minutes to collect himself.
You want to get ahead and move him?
Hey, I saw you pointed out.
Well, that's what happened. I suddenly thought I was walking on pumps. Oh, but these are the. So here's how I measure, right?
Yeah.
I go like this. How do I measure my pulse? To my nipple?
Well, about to your armpit, but when you're on skis, you're going to be a little bit taller.
Okay.
Perfect height for you.
All right. I like the color too. Yeah. Well, the blue would bring out my eyes. Here we go. Here I go, my sizes. Thank you.
Wait.
There it is. There's the snow on it. And just when you thought your day couldn't get any better at Hiawatha Highlands, coming off the trails, you enjoy a hot, fresh bowl of chili from Cafe Natura. Cafe Natura chili. I love Hiawatha Highlands. So to wrap up my day at Hiawatha Highlands, after Alex and I snowshoed for 2 kilometers and then cross-country skied, it's now time to take to the trail with the fat bikes. These are available for rent from Belarusian, and you can bring them out here to the Hiawatha Highlands and use the trails. So all I have to say now is, eat your hard out sunny skis. Ooh, this is fun! Are you kidding me?
Welcome back to Game On. I'm joined by Sault Ste. Marie's newest professional fat biker, professional snowshoer, and professional skier, Tim Murphy. Tim, what a day we had at Hiawatha.
We had a blast at Hiawatha.
It was so much fun. We went out there, snowshoed for the 2 kilometers, like you said.
That was so not difficult. How about that? Is that a way to say it?
Yeah, I guess that is true.
I just anticipate 2 kilometers sounds far to me. Now you have to understand, sports and me, we're not really synonymous. I mean, I've never been really an athletic kind of person. I play tennis, I like to swim, I golfed when I was younger. I used to cross country ski with my mother in the 1970s.
Okay.
20 years before you were even born probably. But anyway, it's been a long time, Alex, since I've been doing outdoor things like snowshoeing.
Last time you said you went skiing, you actually got lost?
Oh, that was right. That was true. In 1996, I came back to the Sioux and I went. I drove my car out to Marks Bay, and I went skiing across Marks Bay, and then I went into the bush at Pointe-à-Pitre. Now I grew up out there, so I was very comfortable. I know all the trails. I knew where I was. But while I was in the bush, I was headed through, going through the snowmobile routes at Pointe-à-Pitre. This huge snowstorm came in, and when I circled back, and when I got back out to the open bay water, not the open water, but the open bay,
right.
The blizzard was so bad, Alex, I could not tell which way was north, south, east, or west. I was just, everything was whited out, and I thought, well, I think this is the right direction I just came out of the bush there, and I started out, but once you're away from the land and you can't see the land, so disorienting that I ended up going out towards the middle of the bay. And it wasn't only until there was a momentary sort of clearing of the snow, that I realized I was going the wrong direction. That was pretty terrifying. And I was out there, they were getting nervous. I didn't get in until the sun had set, it was dark.
Jeez.
This is why I can understand, this is why I like the idea of Hiawatha.
Right.
You're so safe, you're on the trails, they're maintained. You can't get lost, it's a big loop.
You can go with a guide if you want.
You could. Jordan was amazing.
Yeah, I have to say that too. Jordan, our guide, if you're watching this right now, thank you for everything you did. You were
Jordan.
amazing.
He made snowshoeing so simple. The modern snowshoes, these plastic things, are so light.
Knew everything about everything. We were firing questions at him the whole 2 kilometers.
You're right, and he had information about the property, about the trails, about the maintenance. Oh, he taught us etiquette.
Taught us etiquette to make sure you're not stepping on the wrong trails with your snowshoes.
When you cross from the snowshoe trail across the groomed trails for the skiers,
right?
You don't want to step in their grooves and all that nice work that they've done to create those beautiful. There's the classic trail, and then there's the is it called the skate ski trail?
I believe so.
The skate ski trail is the wide one that you can just push and push more like you're skating.
Right.
The classic is when you're doing this more like in the grooves, right? Anyway, we learned about how to step across there and not muck it up. And then with the skiing, you saw, like I say, I hadn't skied in a long time.
Right, clearly when you ran into me, we saw that there.
Yeah. That was all staged, just so you know. I never did wipe out.
Ruining the TV magic.
That other girl wiped out, though. That
was actually a funny wipe out.
Yeah, she wasn't hurt.
No, she wasn't.
She didn't want you to put that in there, but
definitely not.
No. But anyway, he was teaching me again about where the weight of your foot goes, how you push off, about the proper body stance, how your knees should be, how the natural swinging of the arms, where pole placement. They do all this stuff, and you don't pay extra for it. Like it's just, they're
there to help.
We were amazed at the amount of equipment they have.
Oh my goodness, we walked in. Yeah, I think the clip made it in with the racks on the racks of all the skis and all of the snowshoes.
And they know how to measure you. And affordable. We stood there looking at the price board going, seriously? You can come out here for a whole day and rent, and and if you go on a Saturday, you get the chili? I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, Alex, but your camera work on the half-eaten bowls of chili did not do justice
For how good the chili was, yeah.
to Cafe Natura's
That's
chili.
fine. I'll take that.
Okay,
That's
but it was delicious.
It was. And
What?
you finally got to take a ride
Fat bike.
on a fat bike.
Those things are so cool.
I was kind of jealous of you.
Now they don't. See, the thing is, you can do too much. You know how to anchor a show. You know how to host a show.
Well.
You know how to film a show. I, on the other hand, just sit here and look pretty.
You do a very
and
good
that's
job
why
of it,
I
though.
got to ride the fat bike, and you had to film me. But the fat bike,
I'll take that for what it's worth, okay?
not available for rent out there. However, you can rent the fat bikes from Velo Rouchon.
There it is.
Go see our friends at Velo Rouchon and André at Velo Rouchon.
Ooh.
Yeah, André Riopel. He owns Velo Rouchon. He'll rent you the fat bike, and then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump out to Hiawatha from Velo Rouchon, right? It's right there. And then you can use the fat bike on the trails.
And for anybody that might not know your ongoing feud with Sonny Spina revolving the fat bike, maybe give some context before
Well,
we wrap this
Sonny
up.
bikes everywhere. We know
Yes.
this. Sonny is a huge bicycle enthusiast, and now he's invested in the fat bike. So you will see Sonny biking out in the dead of winter. He loves the Hub Trail trails. He's mentioned a couple of other places. Oh, he said Crimson Ridge has amazing fat bike
Really?
trails.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he said Crimson Ridge, and there was somewhere else. Anyway, Sonny is like the fat bike guru.
And he was
I
kind of
think.
sticking your tongue in
Well,
your
I
face.
just
That's
felt
a little-
like, you're not the only one who knows how to fat bike, Sonny Spina. Now I can too. And this is a big weekend for us because not only have we gone cross country and snowshoeing and fat biking, we're gonna go to the ski hill tomorrow.
Right. Well, we've been working alongside the Special Olympics. We're loving working with them. It's been an absolute blast. So we're filming Meet the Athletes segments. We're going out there to see Carter Simpson.
Carter Simpson and I are gonna hit the slopes together.
I cannot wait, Tim. I hope you make it interesting for TV. If you want to crash and maybe not so stage this time, that'd be entertaining.
I don't think I'm gonna have to fake it. We're gonna cross that one too. Like we're gonna
Yes.
show Carter on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Right.
And you're gonna have that episode also aired on
Absolutely.
Game On.
Yeah. So now we've completed the circle. I've been on the morning show. He's been on Game On. I'm Alex. This is Tim. It's wrapped up. Look how simple.
And this is on TV.
Perfect. Tim.
Alex.
Pleasure. I love it.
We'll see you back. Hey, I think you're going to come back on my show again.
I think so, too.
To introduce some of the clips with the athletes that you're introducing.
And come on, who doesn't want to miss an episode with me?
We're all one big happy family here at On TV.
More Game On after this. Welcome back to Game On, where I'm joined by a full desk of people here. We got to talk about some basketball that goes on in this city. I don't think this city gets enough attention for the level of basketball that we have. So I brought in a plethora. We got Alana Kopic, from Tourism Sault Ste. Marie, Jeff Giovanatti, Steel City Slam club director, and Aaron Richards, as well, another club director. Guys, thanks for squeezing in and acting like you like me today, because we have to make this space work. So first off, let's introduce every one of you to the viewers at home. They might not be too familiar. So Alana, let's start with you.
Start with me? Sure. I am the sports tourism manager at Tourism Sault Ste. Marie. So I work together with fine folks like Jeff, and we put together bids to try and sell Sault Ste. Marie as a destination for folks to come and have sporting tournaments.
All right, Jeff?
Jeff Giovanatti, active vice principal in the Algoma District School Board and an avid coach in the community.
And Aaron?
I'm an IT professional, basketball lover. A few years ago, Jeff and I founded Steel City Slam, just trying to grow basketball throughout our community. It's one of our passions, so that's what we've kind of been doing in our spare time.
And the three of you have done a really good job of putting Sault Ste. Marie on the map for a destination for basketball. Quite the sizable tournament coming up in May. I'm not sure which one of you can talk to me the best on it, but I'll leave that one up to you guys.
Oh, let's start with Alana.
I can start, sure. So part of what we do is we put together bid packages that our office brings forward to provincial sport organizations like Ontario Basketball. Worked with different people to put the package together. Jeff took the lead this time and said, Steel City Slam would love to host an Ontario Basketball event. How do we do this? So we put it all together, made the relationships, and ended up working together with Ontario Basketball to help promote Sault Ste. Marie as a destination for this event.
And now we're getting the U17 OBA Championships coming to the Soo. How long is it, and how many teams are actually going to be in the Soo competing?
So there's anywhere between 30 and 40 teams that are going to be competing in the community, and our goal is to make it even more than 40. We're really excited we're proud of our community, and we want to bring events like this to our community. It's kind of bigger than the basketball game itself. Obviously, tremendous impact in our community, and maybe Alana, you can touch on that.
Yeah, with 40 teams, we know that that's going to bring in, between the players and the coaches and family and friends that come, close to 1,000 people. So 1,000 people over 3 days in our city, that brings a pretty significant impact. Using the calculations that we use in the tourism matrix, we know it's probably going to bring in about $500,000 of direct visitor spending into the city, that's why we're here, and that's what makes it work.
And I believe we didn't only get it for this year, but we got it for back-to-back years, if I'm not mistaken.
Which is enormous. That is a success story in itself, to be able to secure it for 2 years, and I attribute that to Jeff's hard work.
And we were showing off some of the talent that's been coming through the Sioux in tournaments like this. We've got a picture of a guy some basketball fans might know, RJ Barrett. I believe we've got a photo that we can bring up. Director Dan's on the case there, just to show you the kind of level of athletes and participants we're getting coming through the city. Maybe Jeff can speak on that too.
Sure, and just before I speak on that, I just want to finish and build on what Alana's point was. Bringing the OBA championships here was definitely a collaborative event, and it was really great to have Aaron, myself, spearheading that, but we've got a ton of people in our club that have jumped on board to help make it happen. And it was collaborations within the community, and I got to thank the Algoma District School Board as well as the Huron-Superior District School Board for their support in the event. Marcy Bell of the ADSB wrote a letter of support for our facilities, and we have facilities that are second to none in Ontario in terms of our high schools and our colleges and universities as well too. So we're really proud to showcase our community and showcase our facilities.
It was a big selling point.
Absolutely. And for the people that in the city that may not be familiar with Steel City Slam, could you give them a little bit of an idea of what that's all about?
Absolutely. Maybe Aaron, you want?
No, you can lead it.
Okay. So anxious to tell the people.
Well, Steel City Slam is a community basketball club. It's a member of Ontario Basketball, and our goal, we sat back and said, what do we want to do and what's our why? And we just want to provide an opportunity for the kids to play basketball in our community and either have fun with it. So it's a whole spectrum. It's either you come out and have fun, and that's probably the majority of the kids. They want a good, positive experience. And then there are those kids as well too that are just, they're so passionate about it, they want to excel at the next level, and we want to help provide them that support as well too. So our club's had a tremendous amount of success with players going on to play at the next level. At university, from Jonah Fogg, who's at Bishop's University, to Anthony Acko and Sam Ivey, who are currently at Laurentian and helped them be the number 5 team in the country last year.
Not a bad accolade at all.
Nico Loureiro, who's now working with the NBA in Australia, played for our club and was one of our first ever gold medal club winners back in 2009 maybe, and he ended up winning a national championship at Brock. Matt Glabota, who did a tremendous job and went on to play at the University of Waterloo. The numbers go on. I'm probably missing a lot of kids because there's so many kids that have played and have been successful at the next level, and we just want to provide that platform as an opportunity. And with all of it, it comes through relationships, and Aaron and I have kind of secured many relationships across the province and internationally through our experiences. For myself, I've coached Team Ontario for a number of years, so I had an opportunity to coach players like RJ Barrett, who's dominating at the University of Duke right now. But RJ was also someone that played in Sault Ste. Marie. He played at the Guy Vitry tournament. He hit a game winner. Like these kids, sometimes we don't realize who these kids are when they come through our community, and then a few years later we say, oh wow,
he was here.
He was here. We watched them play. So, it's about educating people in the sport. Basketball is one of the fastest growing sports in our country right now, and we've just jumped on board and in order to help satisfy the niche and the interest in the Sioux, we've reached out to a lot of people in our community to help coach and support. A lot of which have gone through the system themselves, and I don't know if you can pull up that picture.
For sure, that was the next point I was going to get to. For some of these players, maybe they don't go on to play university, but they can stay in this city and still make that impact. There's a whole new line of coaches, I believe, for Steel City Slam this year, which is something amazing. I mean, if you are that passionate about a sport, it's no better, there they are right there, to put that and pass that on, your knowledge, your expertise to the younger generation. So, there's Junior NBA, there's the SBL. where do we go from here? There's so much going on in basketball in this city. The bronze medal at the U17s. I guess, you know what, let's start with Junior NBA. Maybe you can fill us in a little bit about that.
Sure. Before we touch upon Junior NBA, I just want to say we want to make sure our club is in alignment with Canada Sports for Life. So we looked at integrating kids as young as 4 years old, and Alana can maybe speak on that with her daughter, all the way out to men's league. And we're really excited because we've revived our city, and we call it our City Adult League because we're encouraging former female players to come out as well too. And the league has been a tremendous success. And what's been so successful about it is seeing kids that are not kids anymore. They're kids to me because maybe Aaron or I coached them 5 or 10 years ago, but now they're young adults in their 20s and 30s and
there's
40s.
There's a picture of Alana's daughter up on the screen now. What a cutie, eh?
And they're enjoying the game of basketball. And our men's league, our adult league has been so competitive. Every game's been within a few points, except for last night's game, which I won't mention which team won. But no, it's been great. So, you know, going back to the grassroots level, the Junior NBA, Alana, maybe you can.
Well, what I loved about it as a parent, obviously I want my child to enjoy sport. I grew up playing sport, but it's the bigger life lessons that she can take away from it off of the court or off of the rink or whatever sport that she's in. And I love the Junior NBA program for the fact that they sit the children down and they teach them all aspects of sport. They teach them it's not about winning, it's about teamwork and partnerships and how to actually be a good team player. And to me, that's a life skill that you can't get just anywhere. You have to learn it. And to be able to do it on the court is a win.
Absolutely. Now, we are running a little heavy on time, so we'll have to wrap it up soon. But what are some last points that we'd like to let the people at home know?
Aaron?
The OBA Championships, May 24th, 25th. We hope to have as much community support as possible. There's going to be a lot of events going on that weekend. We have a website, steelcityslam.ca. You can find all the information on there. Our social media.
Social media at Steel City Slam on Instagram.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Yeah, we really just hope to see everybody out for that weekend. Our club stuff are starting to ramp up. We have eight, 9 teams this year. We have boys and girls from the U10 level up. If you need any information, steelcityslam@gmail.com. Jeff or I would be happy to get back to you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this season again. Actually, coaching the youth is just touching on the Junior NBA piece. We deal with kind of the higher, I guess, older athletes. Sometimes it's nice to get back in the gym with kids 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. It kind of rejuvenates you as a coach, and it makes it, you know, it's always fun, but it kind of adds that, just the more fun piece with the youth.
Yeah, a little bit of magic coming out of that.
Yeah, it's fun to see those little guys grow, so I really enjoy it.
And just building on to our club team, so we do have 9 teams this year, which we're really excited about. But our girls' identification session is happening this Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. at White Pines, and we're happy to have Coach Kyle Dugas and Coach Winston Ivey leading the charge on the girls' side. In addition, our club programs are running from anywhere from the U11 boys all the way to U19 boys. We had our first ID session for OBA Championships. Well, 2 ID sessions. We had over 30 kids on our list.
Nice.
So really excited.
That's really good to hear.
Really excited to be offering at least 2 teams in the U17 Championships, but maybe a 3rd team as well too, if we can get there.
Fingers crossed for that, for sure.
Fingers crossed. And just last thing with Jason Jansen, he's our executive director of Ontario Basketball, and he wasn't able to chime in on the interview today, but he did want to send a quote. And he said that the Ontario Basketball Championships coming to Sault Ste. Marie will be an experience that will stick with the U17 boys teams for the rest of their lives. We're thrilled we could come to Sault Ste. Marie for 2019 and 2020. The level of play will not disappoint local fans of our game, and we encourage citizens from Sault Ste. Marie and the surrounding areas to come out and engage with the Ontario Basketball Association and watch some quality basketball.
Absolutely. May 24th, May 25th at venues all over the city. You're going to be seeing some kids with an absolute immense amount of skill. Maybe the next RJ Barrett coming through the soon. Who knows? Thank you so much for sticking with Game On. And I thank all 3 of you for joining me and making the room we had at this desk work. More Game On right after this. Thank you again for watching the newest edition of Game On, and as always, you can find more every Friday at 6:30 p.m. on TV, as well as on Sioux Online's YouTube channel. I shall see you back in a week's time. Have a good night.